on the flytrap paper every single time. Now D.L. Hughley, he's a respected comedian. He's a very highly intellectual brother. Not perfect by no means. In this situation, I think he could have handled the situation a little bit better as well. I can't tell people how to feel and how to react, especially when somebody says something like that to them. But there's always a better way to do things, and I think he could have handled that situation better by not really responding to him, like clapping back online at him, or even because, you know what I mean? I mean, at the same time, I'm a person that takes all threats seriously. So he definitely should have took the threat seriously, but as far as like going back and forth with him online, he said Kanye reached out, they talked, and woo. And that's where it should have stopped. He reached out to me and I talked, and it ain't nobody else's business after that. And I think he should definitely, be a little bit more receptive to Kanye, because his son, who is deceased now, was diagnosed with Asperger's. And that's it, kind of the social disease where, your social skills aren't up to par, and you just say things that it's like you hear it right in your head, but it just comes out all wrong. And Kanye West definitely exhibits those symptoms. He is definitely starting to become a danger to himself. I'm really fearful for Kanye because I think he might have a little mental episode. I think, I'm not trying to speak negativity or darkness over him, but I can see him in a like Elijah McLaren situation. Because, when law enforcement burst on the scene, we already know, we see it every day. It's a different line between us and the rest of society. Like they'll handle a black person differently that exhibits and displays mental instability differently as opposed to somebody who is not black with a mental instability. So, throughout his career, he's shown us that he's not just all the way there. So it's like, what do we do with somebody like that? I say ignore people like that because kind of my perception of Kanye is like, there was a comedian on, what is that show? Mad Television. I think his name is Michael McDonald. He did this little skit where he's playing a child, Stewie or Stewart or something like that. And, the shtick was, hey, look at me. Look what I can do. Hey, look at me. Look what I can do. Look at me. Look. That's to me, that's what Kanye, his whole vibe is. Look, I can make shoes. Look. Look at my record. I can auto-tune. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I can do a cartwheel. Hey, I'm married to Kim Kardashian. Like he wants everybody to just stop what they're doing and look at him. We see you, Kanye. We see you. Now, how does that loop into, just a brief pause, happy belated birthday to DL Hughley. Now, back to what I was saying, how that ties into the speaking topic. I guess today's speaking topic is accountability. Too often, we don't want to take accountability for our own actions. It's like sometimes we create our own storms and then complain when we get rained on. We don't use preventative maintenance. We see all the red flags on the field, but then proceed forward with our course of actions without taking a detour, without slowing down, without taking a moment to process an alternate path, or, could I say that differently? Could I do that differently? But we want to do what we want to do, and then when it goes bad, we want to blame everybody around us for it going bad, when we should have took the initiative to just, sit down and think of a way to do it better. And so that's my, commentary about the Kanye West, DL Hughley situation is like the accountability needs to rest upon Kanye. Because you, like it or not, whether you consider yourself an entertainer or not, you are, for the most part, an entertainer. And everybody gets roasted as an entertainer. Like the whole internet was roasting DL Hughley when he fell out on stage with the COVID. He fell down both legs backwards. Like there was so many memes and pushback. Like everybody was clowning him. But did he sit up there and try to go on everybody's timeline and clap back that they laughed at him? And that's a disease where he could have almost died. You know what I'm saying? But he's an entertainer and he's been called worse, said worse, and that's life. It is what it is. But when Kanye, anybody says anything about him, he gets butthurt, he gets defensive, and he wants to clap back. And that's wrong. As a man, when you're wrong, you're supposed to admit it and, move forward amicably. Because you're doing a disservice to yourself and you're doing a disservice to your child. Because you just forget everybody else. You're supposed to be something for your child to look up to. You're supposed to be imparting, virtue, instilling, morals in your child. Because you already got the baby by Kim K, and we know how loose her morals is, how her moral compass is. So you got to be the voice of reason. Now, my only issue with DL Hughley is that after he addressed it, he went on this other platform and addressed it again. Like he already has a big, giant, massive, huge platform. So after you address it there, then it's a done deal. He went on this other platform. I'm not even going to say the name because I don't want to give that other platform no shine, no cadence, no credit. But it's by now everybody calls him the Vulture. And his name starts with a V, so we know who we're talking about. And every time something in the black community, when it's beef, when it's some ill will, some words going back and forth, that person with that platform is at the center of it. Um, and I think no black people should keep going on that show. We definitely cannot pin all our problems on that particular person. We definitely can't say that person is the devil. We can't say that person is just solely out to get us. We can't say that. What we can say is the way that they ask questions, the leading way they ask questions, always with pinpoint accuracy. You can see it open the can of worms later, like weeks later. Like entertainers that go on there who had never really had a problem in the media. No groups came for them. They started doing interviews on that show. Then this group's coming for them. That group's coming for them. And then the biggest thing is that person that runs that platform has attached herself sitting in a culture that was created by black people. And the situation I'm talking about is, a situation with one of our beloved black leaders. That person with that platform misquoted one of our beloved black leaders. And instead of apologizing, because that person professes to be a journalist, and in journalism, when you make an oversight, you retract the statement and offer an apology. This person didn't retract the statement. This person retracted the statement, took down the content, but then didn't follow up with an apology. Not only did he not follow up with the apology, he set up terms and conditions on how he was going to deliver the apology. And then further goes on to say he's not going to apologize, and oh well, they don't affect my bottom line, so whoever's mad at that, they'll just be mad, because they don't affect my bottom line. Like, it's all about money to me. In that statement, that's what he means by that. So he took his, he violated the rules of journalism, because a journalist is supposed to be neutral. He took something totally out of context because of his religion. And his religion is Judaism. He is a Jew. And he took it out of context because he felt personally slighted, personally offended. And that's not what the person, said at all. Anything alluding to, hate speech or malice or, something mean or derogatory. But it's not just that at this instance, it's several instances where he has twisted and manipulated the narrative to suit his agenda. And his agenda is money. Like, he's there for the bucks. He's there for the algorithm. He's there for, personal gain. The guy's not nobody's friend. It's all business. So that's my only issue with DL usually, is that he addressed that situation on that platform. He has a huge following. He has a huge platform of his own. If you address it there, it's addressed. It's done. It's over with. Like, you said it on your own platform to get your own views, to get your own likes. Don't need to go on nobody's platform. You don't need to go on another black person's platform if you got your own. If something happened and you addressed it, that would be my only issue in that regard. But